G'day guys and welcome back to the channel, filming this after Hawthorn have been smacked by 85 points in the pre-season. Not ideal, but it's pre-season, it doesn't matter, and it's to Geelong. Why not? Haven't done a video in a while, predict every game in the AFL season, why not? Let's get into it. Richmond Carlton, round 1, I'm going to go with Richmond. What's manual? Just pick the scores? Yeah. We don't want to do that, but look, I'm going to go be close, but I'm going Richmond by 8. Now, this is going to be an absolute cracker to kick off the season for these two sides. Reigning premiers will get that done by 15. I think North can get a win by 4 points. 50-50. I'll go Brisbane by 13. D's by 31. Swans by 27. GWS. Essendon 17. St Kilda, actually no, Freo by 14. So that's the first round complete. Let's move on to round 2. Carlton, Geelong, I'll go with Cats by 11. Go Lions 14. Collingwood will win another close one by 2. I'll go the Crows. It's always upsets by 10. The Dogs by 9. Freo by 49. Swans by 57. I'll go the Dons by 21. I'll go the Eagles by 17. Round 3, Lions by 14. The Tigers by 11, I reckon. Tassie Hawks will get their first win. Blues 13. St Kilda, Port, Showdown. I could see an upset happening, but we'll go the Cats. Gold Coast 0-3, only undefeated side. Go the D's. We'll go the Dockers by 38. Round 4, Easter weekend, I think. So, Easter Thursday. Gonna be close. I'll go the Lions by 9. Good Friday. 10 points Blues. Crom to win that by 14. Tigers by 17. The Saints by 15. Sydney by 17. Dons by 14. Melbourne by 16. Easter Monday, Geelong pumped us by 85 before. Won't happen on Easter Monday, but they'll still win by 10 points. So now we go to gather round. So 2 big rounds. I think 3 big rounds in a row, because then I believe it's the Anzac weekend, if I'm not mistaken. Geelong 4-0, Brisbane 4-0, Gold Coast 0-4. I'll go the Crows. I reckon they'll win a lot at home this year. Norwood Oval, Freo by 23. Gold Coast stay undefeated. Winless. Go the Swans by 13. They're 4-1, showing no signs of slowing down after their hammering in the granny. Brisbane by 18 only, 5-0. I'll go the Dons, you know what, in an upset. They're 4-1, the Dons. The Dons are 4-1. Can you believe it? Imagine that actually happens. Port, Geelong, Hawthorn by 10. They go to 12s, 2-3. The Pies. The Dockers. So now, round 6. Port. Brisbane. Grand final rematch, I'll go the Cats by 5 goals. You know what, Tassie, I'll go the Hawks by 3. Blues. Suns. The Tigers in an upset. I don't think the D's will be that good. Collingwood. Port. Brisbane. Sydney. quick fire ones. Dogs. The D's by 8. Go the Eagles. Geelong, Richmond, Collingwood, Brisbane. Actually, no, I'll go the Blues in upset. First loss to Brisbane, Richmond, Geelong, Melbourne, GWS, Freo, Port, Collingwood, North, Richmond, Gold Coast, Sydney, Hobart, Gatherroos. They moved to 12s. The D's, Lions, the Blues, the Saints. I'll go the Pies, the Power, Swans, Mars, Dogs, Cats, Brisbane, Dreamtime. I'll go Richmond. I'll go the Hawks. I'll go the. You know what? I'll go a draw. Which is interesting. Giants. Swans. Saints will flog us. D's, Cats by a lot. Suns. They're only 15th. Wow. West Coast, Richmond, Collingwood, Crows. So that's the end of round 11. We got Geelong first, GWS last, North 17th, Gold Coast 16th, West Coast 15th, Dogs 14th, Hawks 13th, Dons 12th, Adelaide 11th, St Kilda 10th, Carlton 9th, Port 8th, Freo 7th, Melbourne 6th, Collingwood 5th, 4th Sydney, Richmond 3rd, Brisbane 2nd, and Geelong 1st. So keep on going. I'll go the D's. I'll go the Power. Move to 7th. I'll go the Eagles. Dogs. They move to 11th. Suns. They're up to 14th. Richmond. Essendon. Sydney. Dogs. Brisbane. Crows. Richmond. North. Carlton. Melbourne. Geelong. Brisbane. Giants. Richmond. Gold Coast in an upset. They moved to 13th. The Dogs, who are up to 10th. Cats, they're 12 and 2, so with Richmond. Saints in an upset. They moved to 11th. Swans, yeah. Freo, I want to say. Yeah, Freo. Collingwood. Suns. Brisbane. Port. Gold Coast. Hawthorn. Swans. Grand final rematch. Dogs. Crows. Melbourne. West Coast in an upset. Brisbane. Dons. Geelong. Giants, because we never won it that ground. Richmond. St Kilda. Dogs. Port. Freo. Port. Blues 11th. Suns, Melbourne, Roos, Hawthorn 17th, wow. Sydney, Crows, West Coast, Brisbane, Carlton, Dogs, GWS, moved to 16th, Melbourne, Richmond, St Kilda, Port, Freo. So that's the end of round 19. Geelong first, 14-4, Brisbane second, Richmond third, Sydney fourth, Melbourne fifth, Port sixth, Collingwood seventh, Freo eighth, Dogs ninth, Gold Coast building their way up to 10th, Carlton 11th, St Kilda 12th, Adelaide 13th, Essendon 14th, West Coast 15th, GWS 16th, North 17th, and Hawthorn 18th. No signs of bias in there. Let's go to finals and then we'll reassess the ladder. No, let's go to round 23 and then we'll reassess. Collingwood, actually no. Collingwood by 2 points. Essendon in upset. Geelong. Gold Coast. Hawthorn. I reckon we can beat them. Melbourne. Dogs. Showdown Port by 9. West Coast. Dons. Geelong. I'll go Sydney. I'll go Pies. I'll go Hobart, but still the D's by 14. St Kilda. Actually, nah, Carlton. Dogs. Crows. Freo. Melbourne. Brisbane. Collingwood. Hawks in an upset. North. St Kilda. Sydney. Port. Freo. Alright, so that's round 23. So 2 rounds to go. Geelong stays first. Brisbane stays second. Melbourne up to third. Sydney staying fourth. Richmond down to fifth. Port 6th. Collingwood staying 7th. Freo 8th. Dogs 9th. Gold Coast 10th, sorry. Carlton. Okay, so yeah, interesting. Very interesting. I'll go with the Pies, so they go up to 6. Gold Coast, Giants, Melbourne, Richmond, St Kilda, Dogs, go into the 8. Crows, Freo, and that's round 24. So coming into the last round, Geelong first, Melbourne second, Brisbane third, Richmond fourth, Sydney 5th, Collingwood 6th, Port 7th, Freo 8th, 9th, Dogs. So they're the 9 teams that can make it. And then you've got the Suns, 10th, and blah, blah, blah. Roos last. But, wow, so there's 9 teams that can make it. But it's out of Freo, Port, Dogs for the last spot. I'm going to go with Brisbane. That game doesn't matter. This game also doesn't matter. I'll go with the Blues to finish the season off strong. I'll go with the Dons. Actually, no, I won't. Collingwood will win that. Dogs. Can they cause an upset at Condinia Park? Got to win. I say they will by 6 points. They know what's on the line and they're going to win. Freo will beat the Hawks, no, because they know what's on the line. Roos, in an upset, finish the season off strong. Melbourne, go up to first. Port, West Coast, and that's it. So Port finished 7th in the end. Freo 8th. Dogs miss out ninth. Melbourne first. GWS last. This will change, but let's go into finals. Melbourne, Richmond. Collingwood, Freo. Sydney, Port. Geelong, Brisbane. Melbourne, Richmond at the G. Big crowd. I will go Melbourne to get into a prelim. Collingwood, Freo. Losers out. I'm saying Collingwood. Sydney, Port. I'll go Sydney. Geelong, Brisbane, Geelong. So all four home teams win. Richmond, Collingwood, Richmond. Collingwood's out. Brisbane, Sydney. I'll go Sydney in an upset. Brisbane out in straight sets. Melbourne, Sydney. Sydney. Sydney into the granny. Geelong, Richmond, Richmond. Sydney, Richmond, granny. And I'm saying Sydney lose again. Richmond win the flag. Keep their dynasty going. I think. Oh, maybe it's a new dynasty. But at this point, I'm going Richmond with the flag. It will probably change because this is squiggle. But it might not. But for now, Richmond's winning the flag. It'll probably change in my official prediction video next week, 2 weeks. Because I'll have a look at all the practice matches from this week and next week, maybe. But even if I don't next week, practice matches don't really matter. But I'll take a little bit of it into account. But yeah, I'll show up definitely consistent uploads from now on. Cheers, guys.